Hey everyone, it's Greg Robinson with Terminal 2W, and I'm taking a trip today with my daughter, Natasha.
Hello.
We're going to be flying from Dallas to Atlanta and back and comparing American Airlines and Delta Airlines first class products and their lounges together. So she's never flown first class, right?
Correct.
And so this is an experience for her. We'll see what, as a younger person, what she values versus what I value, and we'll take a look at the lounges and see what she thinks is better and what I think is better. I predict we'll be pretty much the same, but you never know. So we're going to go through security, go to the club, and we'll see you soon. Hey, now I just got through security here at DFW Airport today. I'm taking a trip to Atlanta and back. And interestingly, TSA insisted on seeing my cell phone. They swabbed it, which is fine, but never had somebody ask for my phone and want to handle it. We live in interesting times. All right, so we just finished here at the Admirals Club, and I'm going to cut over to my daughter and get her reactions to what we just did. Here's the deal. We were at Terminal D Admirals Club, and that's a really good place. It has an excellent choice of food, and today we had empanadas. But in addition, it's just a little brighter and airier, and certainly way better than the Terminal D. But let's go to Natasha. Let me flip this around and see if we can do it. All right, here we are with my daughter, Natasha. You're gonna have to speak up a little bit, but all right,
Okay.
So from a lounge perspective, you have been to the lounge in a few different places with me.
Yes.
What do you think's the upside to the lounge?
Just the lounge in general.
Yeah,
I think it's definitely cozier than just being at a terminal. And there's free food.
yeah. You like
Um,
your food, so what do you think of the food today? Was the food good or
The
bad?
food
or?
was super good. My selection was not so smart. I should have just stuck with the empanadas and the guacamole, but I did like a balsamic vinegar, cheese board, coconut soup thing, and now my tummy's hurting.
Right. So do you think people value the bar, or do you think they value the food?
I didn't see too many people at the bar, but I'm sure there are people who do value that.
Sure.
I'm just not one of them. I personally find any kind of alcohol in an airport setting to be a recipe for a headache, or a really hard nap. And that's the kind of snoring nap that I don't want to be taking on an airplane.
All right, so we've done the lounge. We're headed to the gate.
Mhm.
What do you think your first impression will be at the gate?
I don't know. I don't have many.
No expectations.
Yeah, no expectations for the gate. A gate's a gate to
All
me.
right. So we're going to go to the gate now, and I'm going to show you what Wendy protocol is. So thanks, everyone. Wave goodbye to them.
Bye-bye.
So airports always remind me of two things: my childhood, and I get excited because I'm always going on a trip, even if it's someplace like Austin. What about you?
What do they remind me of?
Yeah, what do they remind you of?
Final Destination, and
She's not really my daughter.
and playing. Well, I don't know. There's not a name for it, but me and Mom used to go to airports and we would people watch and we would try and guess what people were doing or where they were going or what they were saying. And normally Mom would try to make it pretty funny, but there are a few times that we got scolded. So.
We're just waiting for a plane. Just had a Lufthansa flight go by and now a Spirit Airlines. It's time for us to walk to the gate. So we'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hi, me and her. Oh, well, she's good. So that's where you are. When you get on board, ask for a little ginger. Meet the airplane, the Airbus A319. The first flight of the Airbus A319 was on August 25th, 1995. It's a relatively small plane, holding just 128 seats. In its nearly 30 years of existence, there have been no fatalities from any Airbus A319 incidents. Its closest Boeing rival is the Boeing 737-700, but pretty soon it'll be the Boeing 737 MAX 7. American Airlines has 132 of these bad boys, and most arrive with America West. Now you know what you're flying. Thanks. Okay, so we're on the plane. We didn't get to do Wendy protocol. Someone got nauseous.
Yeah.
But you're better, right? With ginger ale.
Yeah.
Getting there with ginger ale. We have some ginger ale. I think our food was a little too salty, and both of us these days aren't eating as much salt. So, all right, first impressions?
Definitely more knee space.
More knee space?
Although I don't see any charging ports. Maybe I'm missing them though.
You know what? We're in a bulkhead row, which is ordinarily what I don't choose, and we'll have to look for that. So, all right.
But yeah, lots of knee space, lots of elbow space for reading.
All right. So we'll see what's next, and drink a little more ginger ale, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.
Bye.
Crew members on board in the flight. It's going to be too long of a delay, but I'll let you know if it'll turn into anything major. Hopefully.
Okay.
Okay, so we were on the plane. We had a plan, and
I had even found my tray.
she had found her tray. She was really excited about finding that tray. Apparently, it was lost.
A sneaky design, but I approve.
So we got on the plane. We were boarded.
The whole
Boarding-
plane was boarded.
Yeah, the boarding was complete, and they asked us to disembark because of a maintenance issue.
Hydraulics.
Yeah, hydraulics. Now, typically when a maintenance issue like that is called out, they would keep everybody on board. But he asked us to disembark, and they changed the flight time to an hour later. But honestly, they're not boarding the flight, and they say it's going to take off in, what time is it? Yeah, they say it's going to take off in 8 minutes, so we know that's not happening. So we've canceled the flights. We're going to rebook, and we're going to make another run at this later this month, I think. But for now, we're going to gather our car, head to my house, probably drink some cold water, and book our next attempt at this. And honestly, we may look for another flight to do even sooner like this. So it's a disappointment, and honestly, I think it's a bit disingenuous of American Airlines to set a flight departure time, a delayed departure for 5:40 p.m. when everybody, including the captain, knows it's not leaving at 5:40 p.m. And this is, in my opinion, what really upsets people with airlines is it's always a disingenuous answer. They'll kick that time down the road again, and probably it's not leaving until 6:30, 7 o'clock. And for a lot of people, that's going to be fine. But we had a return trip on Delta that required us to be at the gate at 10 o'clock. And by my calculation, we would arrive and maybe, under the best of circumstances, have 15 or 20 minutes to make it to the next gate. And that's not worth it for a good video. We were going to have to skip the lounge, which was going to be a good part of that. So what are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, it is a bit of a bummer. It's definitely, I mean, I've never had something like this happen. I don't think you have. So, I mean, I guess I'm going to try and see the silver lining, and, even if they're disingenuous about the time that they will eventually leave, at least they are genuine about having an issue that requires,
I agree. I think the pilot was very honest about what it was going to be. I think the airline is communicating, the airline ops are communicating for you, but the pilot made it clear. We're not leaving until 6:30 or so.
Yeah. I am a little, from what we saw when we were boarding, everyone was very, driving Miss Daisy, very slow-mo about getting on and getting...
That's true. The people at the gate were really slow. I honestly think that they didn't even realize that they had gone past the boarding time. And, just to make another comment, when we got off the plane, and I think we were the first off the plane, we got to the gate agents, and I was trying to discuss my options. And, it wasn't the worst treatment, but it was really do you want me to, or do you don't want me to? And if you don't want me to, will you get away from my counter kind of attitude? Would you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not going to freak out on anybody over that, but this is what I think American Airlines is missing at the gate. This is something I've been experiencing for a year now. Gate agents have been rather hostile to the customers. And, I made the comment to my daughter, you can really tell when somebody doesn't have an incentive to get a plane boarded on time, or you can really tell that people don't have an incentive to make a customer happy. I don't want to be a prima donna about this, but you've just asked me to get off of a plane that I paid a lot of money to fly first class on with my daughter, and you've acted like I'm more of an annoyance than anything else.
Yeah.
And, will I keep flying American? Sure. The reservation agent that helped me on the phone just now was incredibly empathetic. They were rock stars. I think the pilot and the crew were really good and empathetic and looking after people. But gate agents have been really a big fat zero now for a year. So, all right.
Yeah.
Final thoughts?
Final thoughts. I think that ultimately, I can't speak for the last year or so, but I can speak for customer service. And there does come a time when customer service people, no matter what field it's in, get a little bit of customer service fatigue. So even though that's understandable, it isn't the customer's responsibility. So, maybe on that end, if people are out there experiencing fatigue, do some self-care and don't take it out on the customers, because it really does, harsh the vibe But on the flip side, maybe we avoided our very own final destination.
Sure. All right, well, that's it for this video. I think, if you like our videos, please like and subscribe. If you want to see more of her, like and subscribe a lot, and then she'll want to go on more trips with me. And I would love to have my daughter with me.
Yes.
So we make a good travel team, and honestly, in the world of people that I would like to travel with, she's maybe one of 2 or 3 people that I like going someplace with.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go get something to eat and drink, I think, more to drink. We'll go cool off. Stay tuned for more videos. And again, like, comment, and subscribe. And this is a lesson in how it works out sometimes. Thanks again, folks.